Yo, hello, check. Welcome to Last Call Reacts. This is Last Call, man. Thank you for checking out my channel and Last Call Reacts. This is where I kind of highlight something going on in the news or on the YouTubesphere, somewhere in there. This is something that I previously visited before. And as you saw in the thumbnail, I'm talking about the Bell Mountain Twins. Of course, their name is not the Bell Mountain Twins. I'm talking about the twins that were found on Bell Mountain there. The two black teenage boys that have no answer. Do have a little bit of an update. So I believe the video that I have for you guys will explain a little bit of how we even got into this mess. So it's a follow-up. Two guys were found, two brothers, twin brothers, young black men were found on top of Bell Mountain under very suspicious conditions. It was quickly ruled that it was a murder-suicide, but suspicions flew in right after that claim. There was also a volunteer firefighter who was arrested for leaking very sensitive photographs that he leaked as well from the situation. And all this stuff is going on, and questions arise as to why they're so quick to label this a murder-suicide when it appears that they don't have all the details. But lately, as you're going to see, and there hasn't been new developments or even so much exposure on this case at all. So, hopefully this will not, I don't think it shines any more light, but it helps us lean a little bit further into the claim that this isn't as easy as a wrap up, as they say, as a murder suicide, that there were more suspicious elements involved. And of course, when we were talking about this a little bit on my live, we were saying that this reminded us of the Kendrick Johnson case, of how they didn't really seem to investigate some things that should have been investigated, and they were quickly to rule it whatever they wanted to maybe not do the work, or maybe it lends itself to a cover-up. So let's go to this, and then we'll talk about a little bit very quick, and then I'll let you guys go. Peace.
Weeks after the mysterious deaths of twin brothers from Gwinnett County, family says they have seen new surveillance video that changes everything.
So the video shows 19-year-old Qaadir and Naazir Lewis alive just hours before their bodies were found. The GBI says a hiker discovered the twins at the top of Bell Mountain in Hiawassee, nearly 90 miles from their Lawrenceville home. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn has been following this case very closely. He's joining us now live from the Lawrenceville gas station, where a surveillance camera captured some of the brothers' final moments. Cody?
So we haven't seen this before, and gas is kind of cheap over there. No jokes, I know. So they're saying there's no camera surveillance or anything. So this, during the last 48 hours, is one of the latest things that we're able to have any date about the boys. So we're young men, they're boys, say high school boys, but they really were young men because I think they were both 19. Here we go.
Jennifer and Ron, the GBI, originally came out believing this was a murder-suicide, but the family has never believed that. It's now been 52 days since the twins were found. And tonight, this video capturing the twins here behind me is fueling even more questions for this family.
Nothing adds up. Nothing makes sense. I'm even more clueless now.
Samira Bronner and her twin sister Sabria are aunts to Qaadir and Naazir Lewis. They say the brothers appear in surveillance video at this Shell gas station in Lawrenceville on Friday night, March 7th.
At night at 10:30 p.m.
The station sits on Hurricane Shoals Road near Collins Road, just 9 minutes from the family's home.
They pretty much walked inside the gas station, walked out.
Nothing in the video appeared to stand out.
Drinking water, eating snacks. and dress how they would normally dress.
But 12 hours later, their bodies are found on Bell Mountain, shot. The mountain is nearly 90 miles away.
They were seen here alive at 10. So how they end up in the mountain?
The family says the twins weren't hikers.
And it's super dark out there. They're not familiar with the roads out there.
And they shouldn't have been in Georgia.
All right, if you guys are wondering, that this is going to be just a weird video for you guys. So the twin brothers here, those are twin sisters that you're looking at that are reporting. I believe they're cousins. And there's a little story I'm going to tag on about another set of twins. So yeah, put it all together when I'm done. Here we go.
The brothers had a flight booked to Boston early that same morning.
But the Uber driver got them there late, so they missed their flight.
Their plane tickets were still in their wallets. What was meant to be a quick trip to visit friends ended with a deadly detour to a remote mountaintop.
I want to know exactly what happened to them. One thing I know for sure, that they did not do nothing to themselves.
The GBI confirming tonight the twins' vehicle was found inside the gates at Bell Mountain. As we've previously reported, those gates are locked at dusk and not reopened, which means they were locked until 8 a.m. And again, the twins were seen here at 10:30 the night before, and their bodies were found at 11 a.m. the next day.
Isn't that some weird stuff? Now, quickly, so I don't lose the momentum over here, I want to go on to this next story. You're not going to believe it.
Fatal accident at Lake Pushmataha is under investigation. This is our top story tonight. Now, on Thursday evening, a call came from Lake Pushmataha in the Pearl River community that an incident had occurred. Choctaw police arrived on the scene and discovered two individuals.
I'm not even trying to be funny because I know it's not the time, but doesn't this anchor, this reporter, look like Dave Chappelle's version of the white news reporter? I just couldn't help notice that. I know it's not the time. It's not my live where we normally point at these sort of things, but I just couldn't resist. Anyway, back to the story.
Individuals were in the water. Diamond Paler has been in Neshoba County today and has more.
According to Sheriff Eric Clark and the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians Public Safety Facebook page, a drowning incident was reported Thursday evening around 6:57 p.m. on the Choctaw Indian Reservation at Lake Pushmataha and involved two victims that had been under the water for some time. The search and rescue was handled by Choctaw Fire and PD and turned over to the sheriff's office once it was discovered that the individuals involved were non-tribal members. Sheriff Clark confirms that one victim, now identified as Jamarion Grady, was pronounced dead on the scene, and the other victim that was flown to Jackson is his twin, Camarion Grady. He is receiving care at UMMC. News 11 will continue to bring further updates. Reporting from Neshoba County, Diamond Paler, WTOK News 11.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I have a question for you. If you had to make a choice between
All right,
having
I'm
massive
sorry about that. Here we go.
And in a statement released by the Philadelphia School District, the victim, identified as Jamarion Grady, was a senior at Philadelphia High School, known by his classmates and friend as Frog. The district expressed their condolences and prayers for his twin brother and the entire Grady family, and that they all loved him. Quote, Frog will always be remembered for his light, his laughter, and the legacy of love he leaves behind, end quote. The school district also announcing that plans to honor his life and memory, both in school and throughout the community, will be shared in the coming days. We here at News 11 also extend our prayers to the Grady family, the Philadelphia School District family, and all that are mourning after this tragic accident.
All right. Peace and blessings.
So, Mississippi, this is Richard Taylor's channel. You could get the, the information from that. I didn't shout out the news channel before that either, but he's going to say a couple things here. But look, man, two sets of twins. It's really weird. It's going to get a little more complicated in this set because this set of twins, because it's on the Indian reservation, they have to hand that over as well. I'm not going to lie. I do wonder about the integrity of the investigation once it's handled there, because it's under reservation rules before they hand it over. Who knows what they do? We'd like to think that they handle things with integrity. Just going to listen to a little bit of what this brother says. Richard Taylor, if you want to look more into his stuff. I've seen some of the stuff. He gets into it. Seems like he's starting up a pretty good channel as well.
Peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. And here we have another set of young black twins. These two twins right here, Jamarion and Camarion Grady, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yes.
Happened in Lake Pushmataw, Mississippi, on the Choctaw Indian Reservation. And this event happened.
I think we just moved it up. He says a little something here.
And they were said to have taken the lives of each other, and then one of them took the lives of himself. Now, the pictures have floated around. They have arrested a firefighter for taking those pictures, but we have yet to hear from where others. Like, if you look up these articles, I've looked up several articles. Twins die after drowning. High school remembers the twins. It doesn't say family or mother grieves over twins. It's focusing on the high school. And they said that they were underwater for quite some time. Okay, how did they get under the water? Like, were there fishing poles left, or it's extremely too vague for me to not raise suspicions. One of the young men was pronounced DOA. That means he was found lifeless on the scene, and the other was flown to a hospital where he passed away this past Sunday. So that was the 20th. So the incident happened on April the 17th. The brother passed on that day. Then the other brother was flown to a hospital. He passed on the 20th. And the articles are just surfacing yesterday. And there is little to no information about it. This one said,
again, before they try to paint a narrative on this, just moving it up.
What were they fishing after? None of these questions are raised, or none of these.
All right, I'm just going to stop that. Thank you, Richard Taylor. But I do want to get into a couple things before I leave you guys. So, the case with the first set of twins on Bell Mountain, suspicious, very strange. It seems to be no conclusion to it. There seems to be more questions now than any answers that were presented. It doesn't seem like it's getting any attention. They're not updating. Even the last time I've been to the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, I think it's called. That's it. They basically say that they're looking into it. And here's another set of twins. Now, you might not even think much of this, but even speaking on the Partners podcast, they brought up the disappearances in Virginia that are happening with young black men just disappearing. Just whoop, not there. Last time when I was bringing up the Bell twins, reminds me of Kendrick Johnson. There's also the disappearances, not the old disappearances in Atlanta, the new ones. Same black adolescent, teens to 20s, dead. Finding them dead. What the hell is going on? And we know it's easy because we're seeing a lot of this stuff, and we're seeing the social media and even some of the culture glorifying, some of this stuff. But we just got to stop and take a minute. Like, some weird shit is happening. I'm not trying to be all conspiracy theorists, this, that, the other, but you do have to admit there's some weird shit happening. So I'm putting this up just for awareness. But also, so we don't forget these stories. That something might click if you're swiping, or you're YouTubing it, or you hear something in the channel, or God, if anybody reads a newspaper or anything, that something comes up. Hey, I heard about this. If you got any more information, please, by any means, man, put it in my comment section. Let me know about it. Throw some articles in there. I'll read some more things about it. Hopefully, I don't want to say I'm actively looking 100% for anything, but I am keeping my eyes out. So if there is any information like this, I am going to post it in and do a little update for you guys and for myself as well, man. So please, geez, this is just you don't know what to think about this stuff. Tell me what you think. Drop me a like, share, subscribe. As you can see, this is Last Call Reacts. Just jumping on a topic, maybe for a little awareness, some conversation. A little bit of an update. Try to do it once a week, as I said, so look out for my videos. Check out my whole little catalog that I'm building. Tomorrow night, Friday, I hit my weekly live at 9 o'clock. We hope to have a little bit of fun, some conversation. People drop in, do it like that for a couple of hours. And we just do a week wind down, man. And we get ready for the weekend. And that's just the way we do it, So feel free, man. Please join me, like, share, especially subscribe. And I'd love to see you around. Thank you for letting me be here and doing this. Spread this around a little bit, man, or do your own investigation. I love to hear what people come up with. All right. Peace, people. Be good to each other, man.